Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope you're all doing amazing. Welcome to Makoya Rundown, where we're listening to the radio, Ask a Man on Metro FM, and we have our own segment after listening to Ask a Man called Talk to Me Ntwana, where you come with your dilemma and we try to tackle it as best as we can for you. Hope you're all doing amazing this Wednesday morning. Please keep tapping the screen right there before we listen to Anonza's story. Behind the host today is KG, but it's me because we kind of have phone issues in this family, but it's okay. Please keep tapping the screen right there. Don't forget to get your lunch at the Real Fish and Chips, and we also have a video out on YouTube, so please follow Makoya Rundown on YouTube as well. And yeah, let us listen to Anonza and
we break away into this part of the show, your favorite, at 20 minutes after 10 a.m.
Yes, Martin,
Again, as the
today
year
I'm the one
comes to a
hosting
close, we'll be doing things a little
phone,
different
because
on
my
Ask
phone
a
is very
Man, and I'm
special.
already seeing names suggestions coming
KG,
through. We're not changing Ask a Man to anything. All we're doing this December, we'll be catching up with some of the people we spoke to during the year on Ask a Man to just find out how they are, where they are, what they've been up to after being on Ask a Man. So if anything,
Yes,
if
Papa?
you've been on Ask a Man and would like to just give us a bit of an update on your relationship, please don't be afraid. WhatsApp us right now on 060-552-7303. Use the hashtag Ask a Man so we can quickly find you and get this rolling. So the last few anonymouses that we'll have on the line today, tomorrow, Friday, as of next week, we switch things up. Let's pay some bills and get into Ask a Man.
Wake up, drive to work, eat lunch, more work, gym, dinner, bed. Wake up, drive to work, eat lunch, more work, gym, dinner, bed. Wake up, go to work, eat lunch, taste the Pepsi Max, get promoted, hear a new track, meet the girl of your dreams, DM her, get the date, run longer, personal best, suddenly like tomatoes, sweet dreams. The unexpected happens when you try the unexpected. So, take the Pepsi Max Taste Challenge. Who knows, you might just change your drink. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
DSTV Compact customers, bundle your DSTV Compact subscription with DSTV's home internet for only 50 Rand extra per month. For one low price of 499 Rand a month, you'll get your Compact subscription, 50 gigs of home internet, and the router. SMS Compact 50 to 35403 and we'll call you back. DSTV Compact includes SABC 1, 2, and 3.
Dinner time! Mom, when you put a little bit of Tastic in a pot, how does it become more?
Well, with Tastic, you always get more in every pot.
Wow! Can you put my jelly beans in the pot?
You always get more with Tastic. Enter the More Daily Dish Outs in Every Pot competition for your chance to win a share of 1 million Rand. Buy any Tastic parboiled plus any other Tastic rice. Dial *120 *2929 hash and follow the prompts. T's and C's apply. Tastic. Perfect every time. Let's get into it.
The upcoming segment discuss content that is of adult nature. The views and opinions expressed are not that of the SABC and are that of participating contributors and listeners, and do not reflect that of the official policy or position of Metro FM.
All right, we do have Anonymous on the line. Naked DJ is here. Sumisi's not here with us, but Naked DJ, he's got you. Anonymous, let's bring you on the line. Good morning, Anonymous. How are you?
Morning. Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I love your energy, gal. Gee.
I wish I was feeling the same way.
Oh, man. You know what? We've got you.
Yeah, I'm just trying my best.
That's all we ask for. The fact that you're trying your best is enough. Naked DJ is here. The whole of South Africa is here as well. Let's get things rolling. House rules. Respect is the foundation of our conversation, right, Anonymous?
Yes.
Please maintain respectful language, refrain from any swearing or use of profanities. Now, our responsibility is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or the person you'll be speaking about. Anonymous, if you are in agreement with these terms, please just let us know that you do agree.
I agree.
Let's go. We're listening.
Okay, so my story, like I'm just gonna try to make it as short as possible. I met my husband. Okay, we've been together for 11 years, married for 6 years now. So everything was fine. I helped him with his business. I had even had to leave my job and relocated with him and did some admin work for him. And then I decided, along the way, I just decided, you know what, baby, we need some time apart. Let me go find a job elsewhere, and then you can continue with the business because it's now up and running, right? Then I left and found a job, and he employed somebody else. It was fine. 2017, we got married. I was pregnant, and he decided that we should register our marriage in commutative property. And I asked him, are you sure? He said, yes, baby, I'm protecting you from my family. Okay, I was like, okay, not a problem. If you're fine with that, I'm also fine with that. I gave birth 2018. Everything was fine, but late 2018 we started drifting apart. And I noticed, but at the beginning I thought it was because of me being a first-time mom and giving all the attention to my son. And I was like, oh, you know what? Now that our son is a bit grown, I think we can find somebody to stay with him, and then we can continue doing our like couple things. And he was like, no, my business is demanding. I need to attend to clients. I was like, oh, okay. Me, like I have been understanding. I was like, okay, it's fine. You will tell me wherever. And mind you, during our relationship, his phone was my phone. My phone was his phone. Like we didn't have this thing of privacy. Then in 2019, I noticed that he had a password. Not that I was doing anything, but I don't know what I was. Oh, I was charging my phone. It was next to his, and I noticed that his one was locked. And I was like, how? Starting from when do you have a password? And he was like, no, I want my privacy. How? Privacy? How? Ganjani? Because we've been married and we've been sharing everything. Why all of a sudden do you need privacy? Is there something you want to share with me? And I was like, no. He got all defensive. I was like, okay, it's fine. You can have your privacy and I'll have mine. Then, me being the investigator, I opened his phone and I found that he was seeing somebody else. And I confronted him. He was so frantic about it and he packed his bag and left the house. Okay, they called a family meeting. He came back and we continued. And he said, no, he will continue with his privacy. And okay, it's fine. I'll also have my privacy as well. Then we were fine. Later on, he started again, 2021. He dated somebody else. And the sad part about it, I don't know if I would say, because he said it was witchcraft. Apparently at his place, his family took him somewhere else. And the lady did some magic on him, because whenever I would try to be intimate with him, I would itch, ne? And I thought at the beginning, I thought it was maybe STI. I'd go to different doctors and there was nothing wrong with me. Then I'm a spiritual person. I'm a spiritually gifted person. And he knew that throughout our relationship and even in our marriage, because he would sometimes go with me to church. Then this year I had to leave for my initiation, which was like a month. At the beginning, he was also understanding. 2 weeks prior to me leaving, he started changing his tune now. He was like, no, I don't understand why you have to go. Wara wara. And he told me that his family took him to, I think, a traditional healer / medium. And they said, I gave him a love potion. So apparently the medium / traditional healer chased him away and told him to come back and apologize, because that's nonsense. I didn't give him anything. He told me about it and I was like, you know what? I think that's evil spirit. We should try to pray about such things. And because I know I didn't do anything to him, I was not defensive and I was not offended, but I was a bit sad, because how would his family think so low of me? But then I just told him, you know what, baby, let's just pray about it, because Akira, it's not you, it's your family. So let's just put it past us. Then I left, and okay, 2 weeks prior, I got back to the discussion of me having to leave. And mind you, he promised that he was going to pay for me everything there, whatever that's going to be needed where I was going, he was going to cover it. Then I was comfortable also. I didn't feel the need to maybe do anything about it because he said he was supportive of whatever I was doing. 2 weeks prior, he changed his tune, said he doesn't understand why I have to go. He's not comfortable. But I was like, oh, how are you comfortable going around and maybe consulting at different sangomas, but you're not comfortable with being married to a prophetess, right? Yeah, he was like, no, I don't like this. But it was like, but then this is something you knew all along that this is me. You married to a prophetess. It's something I have to do. And mind you, this journey is just the beginning of what I really need to do because I still have a long journey because I also have to go again for ubungoma, like being a sangoma. Yeah. This prophetess thing was just the beginning of everything. So, okay, I decided to just leave, even though he was against everything, because I was the one who was suffering to a point that 2021 also, I went to I went to a mental institution because of everything that was happening and all the bad things that his family was saying about me. You know, when people say bad things about you, you tend to start believing that, no, maybe these people are right. Maybe I have a problem. You know, I went there only to find out that everything was fine. My psychologist, my psychiatrist, the social worker, everyone I saw when I was there, they were like, no, you don't even need medication. Right? You will just be here. It will just be like you just went away to have some breather. I was there for like 3 weeks and it was so fun. I loved it there. Really, I wish I could go back maybe once a year.
Anonymous, can I stop you there where you're saying you wish you could go back, once a year because you enjoyed it for the 3 weeks there? I'm going to do news headlines. We'll come back and continue, okay?
All right, ma'am.
Thank you, my love.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
Our headlines at 10:30. President Cyril Ramaphosa has conveyed his condolences to the families of the 11 miners that died at Impala Platinum Mine in Rustenburg in the northwest on Monday. And one of the instigators of the 2021 civil unrest, Mdumiseni Zuma, is expected to be sentenced in the Pietermaritzburg High Court today. Details at 11.
SABC News, independent and impartial.
Okay, well, quick back, so you guys will hear the
Hashtag Ask a Man.
All right, we've got a summary here before we continue with Anonymous and the situation she is in. Now, Anonymous and her husband have been together for about 11 years. And over the years, they've had a really good relationship. Even built a business together. However, Anonymous says that things got weird when he started having extramarital affairs, which made things very tense in their relationship. Now, Anonymous says that the challenge now has become her spiritual calling and says her husband was initially, supportive of her, but now says he's not comfortable with Anonymous needing to go through initiation for her spiritual gift. Now, that seemed to bring her down a bit. And of course, she went to, an institution to get assistance because of the, assistance that she needed with her confidence. She enjoyed the 3 weeks there, and that's exactly where we are. Anonymous, please do continue.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kristen.
Sure.
So it was fine all along. Then I decided to just leave. I went there. I went for a period of a month. So a few days after me being there, like maybe 3 days after, something happened to his mom. I don't know what happened. I think his mom fell or something. I don't know exactly what happened. But after I received calls and texts, like everyone was swearing at me. He was telling me that, no, you know what, you can keep everything. No one deserves to die. Forgive my family, like all those kind of things. So I was confused to what was happening. And I was like, what do you mean? No, forgive us for everything we've done. What's that? I asked him, what is it that I have to forgive? Because you can't just ask for forgiveness, and you have to be specific and tell me, no, forgive me, sorry I bumped you, can you please forgive me? You have to be specific, right? And I was like, oh yeah, now you feel superior and what. So he has changed. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to entertain you because I need to stay calm. I need to have a very positive energy so that I can get over and done with this thing. My son misses me and I miss him. So I need to get back to my son. Then after that, his family also started contacting me, accusing me of disrespecting their family and whatnot. Remember, they do those things. They consult, they do whatever, go to traditional healers, and I was never against that, and I never judged them. But it was funny that when I had to do those things, they tend to feel like it's insulting to them, right?
Sure.
So when I was there, I think 2 weeks in the journey, he sent me a very long text and told me that he can't do this anymore. He wants a divorce. I was like, okay, it's fine. You have my email, and I'll also give you I think you have the address of where I am. You can send the summons via email or delivery also. Everything is fine. Remember, I'm trying to make peace with everything. I'm not going to fight you. If it's something that you want, then I'm cool with that. Then fine, he didn't send anything. I came back. When I got back, I found that he left. And before that, he chased our helper. He fired our helper for, I don't know, I think a duration of 3 weeks. And then a week before I came back, he told her to come back. I don't know what was the reason behind that. Then she came back, and I found her here when I came back, and he left with everything, your underwears, your slippers, your shoes, everything. And I was like, okay, fine.
Anonymous, we are in this year, right? You're talking about currently now, your situation.
Like just fresh.
Okay.
It's not even 3 months.
Okay, perfect. Continue.
Yes. Okay, so I was fine with it. He left, and I said, you know what? Maybe he'll come back, and let me just give him his space. Maybe he just need to digest everything. Then now it's been like I can't mention because I think people will know if I was to mention the duration of the time he has left. So it's been like weeks now. He's been away. It's actually a month. Yeah, it's a month now that he's been away. I still haven't received the summons. I don't know what to do about it. I tried to reach out to attorneys and ask for advice, and they said, no, there's nothing you can do. You have to wait for him to serve you. Then we can have a way forward.
Okay.
And every time he would come to see our son, he will be fine towards me. He will greet me with a smile and take our son and leave. But when he leaves the house, that's when he will text me and tell me all those warawaras about the divorce. What do I want from the divorce? All those kind of things. And I told him, I haven't sat down and thought about the divorce as yet, because remember, you're the one who's pushing me into the divorce. I'm trying to focus on my spiritual journey, but you trying to drift me away from that, and you forcing me the divorce. I'm fine with whatever you want. Not so long ago, he texted me and said that, how about we settle out of court? I was like, no, hell no. We're not settling out of court. You started this. You have to finish it. We're going to court. And remember, I'm unemployed at the moment. So you'll have to also pay for my attorney, because I don't want the state attorneys to represent me. I also want my private one.
Okay, Anonymous, what is the assistance that you need?
No, the assistance that I need is, I want to know if I should let him do whatever he wants to do and just continue keeping my calm and give him what he wants, because I think maybe it's the divorce that he wants. But what's confusing me also, Kuto, I don't know if I would say maybe there's an evil force behind everything, or he's just being a man, right? A naughty man. Let me not say a man. He's just being, he just wants to be a boy. I don't know if that's the case, because recently we traveled outside the country, right? And now, a few months later, he wants to divorce. Now I'm also puzzled. We were fine all along, but then everything went south when I had to leave. So that's where I need assistance on.
Perfect. Anonymous, let's hold it there. Naked, let's go.
It sounds like everything was fine until you went for your initiation. Look, Anonymous, normally I don't ask gossip or I don't like to add spice, né? But I don't trust his mother. Because why is it that when you went for your initiation and something happened to the mom, and the moment something happened to the mother, everyone called you and said, forgive us, we are sorry, it all ends here, and he wasn't forthcoming about what he needed forgiveness from. So now, come on, Anonymous, don't be naive. Why do I feel like all this time, you've also mentioned that they've been consulting with people throughout your marriage. What happens if all these consultations, some of them were aimed at you or they did something to you? And I can't believe that at no point when they asked for forgiveness, you didn't come to the conclusion that, hey, wait a minute, maybe they've been doing something behind my back. But that's just my opinion. And I am very perturbed that you haven't come to that conclusion just yet. Now, that's number one. Number two, you said, should I let him have everything that he wants? Anonymous, you sound like a person that walks by faith, but you don't really, it's like your belief system is decataking. Yes, you go to church, you're a prophetess, you also had a calling, but when you get guidance from whoever guides you, Anonymous, do you never look at signs? Because the signs are there. All the signs are there. All the signs have been there. And from my side, the signs have been maybe trying to tear you away from this particular person because he still hasn't been honest. He still hasn't been honest with you. Right?
Correct.
Now, follow your spirit wherever your spirit takes you. And Anonymous, if peace is without him, because he doesn't want you, he stated that he doesn't want you, why must you chase him?
Okay.
No, don't say okay. I'm asking.
No, like I'm sorry. I'm just like saying okay. I hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm acknowledging that I'm still here.
Sure.
Yes. Sure. So just follow your spirit. And Anonymous, everything can be reached amicably. Doesn't mean that he must get everything he wants. He should get everything that is due to him. You should get everything that is due to you. So follow the correct legal course that you guys need to take. This should not be a fight. It isn't a fight.
Yeah.
And you guys can co-parent together if this is the conclusion that you guys come to. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Anonymous.
And one thing.
Anonymous, hold on for me. I'm going to have to play ads and we'll come back.
Shop at Clicks for great Black Friday savings. Save 40% on the Smudge 5-piece Royal Allure Edition. Buy the Porsche M Marula facial gift set for only 180 Rand. Get selected Colgate toothpaste, 3 for 167 Rand. And buy any combination of Safeway and Hanbrook electrical products and save up to 40%. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
Still using cash? No matter why. Cash less and live more with Capitec. Pay smart using our card, app, or digital wallets like Apple, Google, or Samsung Pay. No digging for coins or watching your bag when you carry cash. It's easy, fast, and safe. Pay the smart way. Capitec.
I think she has one last thing to say, so we need to have to say that. Then we will give our advices. It's so long, you guys can request. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but please request to get on the panel. I'm not the one accepting, KG is the one accepting the panelist, so please do request.
You could share your summer memory on air.
I don't know if you can hear me, KG. If there is any request,
if you're already a Vodafone member, double the price. Unlock summer with Vodacom. Let your FM further together.
All right, let's go back to Anonymous. Anonymous, apologies for having to cut you there.
No, it's fine. I understand bills have to be paid, right?
There, that's my girl. Thank you very much. Please do continue mentioning something to Naked.
Yeah, so something to add on the gossip part and that Nate
Please, this
mentioned.
is what we're here for, Anonymous.
Talk to us.
So you know what happened there? Normally, when we would try to be intimate, like prior me leaving for the uktwas. So what would happen is, whenever we would try to be intimate, I would bleed. And I would take a bath. After bathing, the bleeding would stop. Every time he would try to do something, to do the dance, I bleed.
Hi, Anonymous.
And my gynecologist, he was shocked. And like, you know what? This is the first time I hear of something of this sort. He knows nothing about it because he did a thorough checkup with me so many times. I went to my gynecologist too many times. He even put me on different treatments, but there's nothing inside. My womb is perfect. Everything is fine. But the problem is when we have to do the dance.
Okay, so that's the gynecologist. Now, when you go to your spiritual school, are you at the module where they tell you yet, Hori, what it means when you're about to engage in intercourse and this kind of thing happens?
Yes, they did.
And what's the answer? Are you allowed to tell us?
The answer, it's the one that you mentioned, the gossip you mentioned, the mother-in-law.
Your eye, Anonymous. These people are not protecting you. These people do not love you. It's a very sad situation.
And the sad part is that I'm an orphan. I don't have parents, because I have to deal with everything by myself.
But what does the mom-in-law have to gain from you not engaging sexually with the son?
Remember, if you're not being sexually with your partner, it means that you guys won't have any connection and it causes you guys to drift apart. And you know what? Me being the person that I am, I was excited because he took me wherever he took me, like for a vacation.
Yeah.
But a part of me was sad because I know that I'm not going to enjoy it. Because me coming back from this, something that's going to happen. And exactly how I felt it, something bad happened. He left.
Anonymous, did you mention to your partner before even marriage and signing and everything that you are a prophet?
He knows, Kuto. He knows
from
everything.
The beginning. Okay.
He was with me all this, like every time.
Okay. Actually, there's another red flag. Look, Anonymous, I'm not really familiar with these kind of things, but at a certain point, he said to you, listen, forgive us, forgive my mom. You have won. You have more power than us.
Yeah.
That is also a sign of him saying, they have lost this fight. They've lost the spiritual fight. Anonymous, you didn't call here for advice today.
What did she call for?
I think you've also called, to warn a lot of people to start seeing certain red flags in their relationships and not to hang around for nonsense, not to hang around in places where they are not loved, not to hang around in places where they are not appreciated, and just to see the signs. Because most of the time, Anonymous, in love, the signs are there, but we just choose to ignore them because we're still holding on to the past. We still think that we can rekindle whatever was there in the beginning, even when it's no longer there.
Yes.
And Anonymous, if this man is not... Look, most of the time I know the signs or the fingers, we might be pointing to the mom, but my thing is, if the son is not protecting you as well and putting you in danger, for me, that is also a problem. Then it goes back to your husband as well, because that's your first order of
line
protection.
of defense.
Yeah, of defense. Yeah. So, Anonymous, we need to thank you so much for calling in today. Oh, I think Kudzo, what?
Yeah. So Naked, the only thing that I just want to also understand out of everything that you've said, Anonymous, is there still a reason for you to stay in your marriage?
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
You know what? I don't want to take emotional decisions. Hence, I'm saying I just let him be and I'm focusing on myself.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
If he's not fighting for you?
Why should I fight for him?
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're Anonymous.
Yeah, well.
If you don't mind me asking.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
So when is the last time you have engaged in sexual intercourse?
Okay. It was a month ago. The day I left for the,
Even with all the bleeding before?
No, like on that day, nothing happened.
And why do you think nothing happened on that particular day? Is it because...
And I was leaving.
You were leaving? What
you
do
were
mean?
leaving?
Yes, I was going to Uktwasa.
Oh.
And okay,
so was
I
it
left
the
in
day
morning,
before
yes,
you had to leave?
It was on the day I left. It was exactly on the day I left in the morning.
And you did not bleed?
Nothing.
You're Anonymous. Just read the signs. Nah? Stop ignoring the signs. Yeah. And you've got this. I even feel that your spirit is nice. It's calm. You'll be okay. Someone is trying to guide you to a better life. Do not ignore it. A lot of us ignore those signs and, our lives break apart and we end up with nothing, no love. We end up empty. We end up cold. Don't ignore those signs.
Because now every time I dream of him, he's always crying. And when I ask him what's the problem, he tells me that his family told him that if he was to come back to me, I was going to kill him. I was like, what? Why would I do that to you?
He's crying because Abo Mama's baby, Baya Kala, Anonymous.
Yeah, and you know what? The reason I'm calling here is that I don't want to make excuses for him and maybe blame that magic and say, no, maybe Uloiwe or something. No, I don't want to make such excuses for him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he's a grown man. He knows what he's been doing or what could have been done to you behind your back and behind his back. So it's up to him to mature up and do what he needs to do, but the right way. Yeah. Magakhale, agakhali gazi.
Uzaba right, yeah.
Uzaba right.
Anonymous, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. We truly appreciate your time, trusting Naked DJ, the country, with what you are going through. Please do allow yourself the time to also listen to the feedback and advice that the country has for you, okay?
I will definitely do that.
Much love, Anonymous. Something about her, man. Something about her. Send through your voice note, 060-552-7303, or give us a call right now, 086,000.
The volume. Please turn off the radio. Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. My name is Mpho and welcome to Makoya Rundown. Behind the screen is that this Hotudi who's busy with his class, so he can't be hosting us. We're just using his phone. Subs, good morning to all of you. I know you all waiting to hear the summary for Anonymous's story. Did you hear the story?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Oh,
I did.
is that why you're on the
I was
panel
listening
even
on my
when you have an appointment at 11? I don't even know.
running late. I played my radio and I was like, I'm not missing it. And I am like, guys.
Kuningi. Let me try to give a summary. So Anonymous and her husband have been together for 11 years, married for 6, and they got married in did she say 2017? Yes, I think 2017. And everything was okay between them for the duration of their relationship and the very first few years of their marriage. And there were no secrets, there were no infidelities, there was honesty between them and trust and every beautiful thing. And when Anonymous started dating the husband, she mentioned to him that she has a calling and he was okay with all of that. So he continued with the relationship, knowing fully that at some point this woman is going to go to get initiated, and yeah, she's going to be a prophetess, not a sangoma, a prophetess. That's what she said. In 2018, she gave birth to a baby boy, and after she gave birth in 2018, she the husband started distancing himself from her, and she was surprised for what's with all these changes, and she was quite confused. And then they didn't have passwords on their phones, but in 2018, after the baby was born, I guess she wanted to use the husband's phone or check the husband's phone, and she saw that it now has a password. She confronted him about it, and he was like, no, I need my privacy, wada wada wada. Okay. And she further investigated this big change in their relationship, and she found out that the husband was actually cheating, and she confronted him about it. And I don't know what happened after that. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Another story was just a big ass issue. But I guess she forgave him because they continued after that. And it happened that Anonymous's husband's family kept consulting Kodi Sangoming, because there's a difference. Anonymous was a prophetess, and the husband's family was consulting Kodi Sangoming and all that kind of stuff. And they were telling him, Hore, no, this woman, waho lawyer, she's using love potions on you. And that's why you guys are together. It's because she's used stuff like this on you. And then it came to a point where Anonymous had to go for initiation, and prior to her going there, they had a conversation about it with the husband, and he said he's totally fine with it and he will cover the cost of everything for her go the initiation. So now when the time came, he went back on his word, said, I'm not comfortable with you doing this and I'm not going to pay for anything. Anonymous, because this is her journey, still went there, paid for everything herself. And when she was there, the husband's mother fell sick or fell something, and they called her to say that, hey, we apologize, we're asking for forgiveness, and please do not hold grudges against us. And Anonymous did not read anything into that. She was like, okay, but what are you apologizing for? I'm confused. And the husband called her to say, no, you're acting superior now that you're there for your initiation and wada wada wada. She mentioned that before they did Mpho, every time she would bleed, but before she went to initiation, the day before she went to initiation, they did the dance and she didn't bleed. And I don't know if I'm missing anything, subs. While she was there at the initiation, the husband sent her a long text saying he wants to divorce, and she was like, okay, cool, I'm all right with that, because she wanted to keep the peace and have balance still, because she was at initiation. She was like, I will give you what you want. And when she returned home, the husband had left the house where he had even fired their housekeeper. And what else? Oh, he's saying that he wants to settle the divorce out of court. And I don't know if I'm missing anything, but Subs is here to correct me if I have missed anything. Auntie Subs, did I miss anything? Luna mo di commenting, did I miss anything that is important? Anyway, yes, Subs. Subs, I don't know if you are saying anything, but your mic is mute and you are mute. Anyway, the advice that I would give to Anonza is to see everything for what it is. I believe that Anonymous is staying in this relationship wanting to believe, even though she says she doesn't want to make excuses. Subs, we are struggling with your network. Yes, can't be Sibu. The husband wants to settle out of court, and she is saying no, we are going to court and we're gonna do this in court because that is exactly what you want. Yes, Michelle, the day before she went for initiation, they did the dance and she didn't bleed this time. So my thing is Anonymous should just see everything for what it is, because I feel like even though she said that she doesn't want to make excuses for for staying in this marriage, she wants to Popo, from now on I won't be able to listen, but I'll monitor comments. Okay, that's cool, KG. I feel like she has to see this relationship for what it is. This man, she may believe in witchcraft and whatever and believe that the family did something. And even if they did, this is not the type of family or union you want to be a part of. Like, for your happiness, for your peace, for your health, it would be very paramount for Anonza to remove herself from this marriage and just co-parent peacefully with the husband and just find ways to live cordially with each other, because this whole relationship was doomed from the beginning. This guy is just not the man for her. How do you go from being okay to then things starting to change just after you give birth? And I think we once spoke about how the relationship starts to relationships start to go down after the lady gives birth, and men came here explaining how they feel less attracted to you, especially if they've been in the labor ward with you. But that is not to excuse this man for treating Anonza the way that he is. And I don't believe that we should be excusing witchcraft for his actions, because he is very much a grown man who can also decipher things and discern certain things. If you chose this person to be your life partner, then you now start to see her in a different light. You have to ask yourself, Hore, what is it that has changed from my perspective on her? You know, so hey man, it's all quite hectic, but I'm just gonna say to Anonza that she must leave this person and she must stand on her business and still settle court or not out of court. If that is what her heart is telling her, then she must do whatever it is that will feel safe and secure for her. I am not the one accepting requests. KG is the one behind the screen, so I'm going to ask him to please accept requests if there are any. And Tycho, I don't know where you are at. You said you have a story or a question for us to tackle. So please do request. We're going to be closing the show at 12. And for all you new people, welcome to Macbeth Rundown. From 20 past 10, we listen to Ask a Man and we give our advices. And then from 11:30, we go to our own segment called Talk to Me Ntwana, where you come with your dilemma and we tackle it. And sometimes we have topics and we, just general topics on families, relationships, friendships, and everything that you need help with. Subs has a network issue. So I'm going to let Tycho go first, and once Subs's network is a bit stable, we'll attend to her. Good morning, Tycho.
Good morning, Popo. How are you and the rest of the team?
I am amazing. How are you?
I am also good.
Right. So we're gonna start with asking Mene your advice to Anonymous, and then we're gonna move swiftly to your question.
Okay, no problem. For Ask a Man, maybe we can tackle it in the following way. It seems like most of the people, when they say I do, or they say a better or worse, they don't understand the meaning of that statement. Because at the end of the day, we end up finding out that people are separating for things that they have said for better or worse for. So I don't know if we should change the method of statement of oath or doing that, because it is so painful to find out that the person who told you for better or worse, the next day you are now amputated your leg or your thigh. Now they are no longer there for you, but they have promised to be with you at all the time. So it is a breaching of contract which is not allowed in other terms. That's the only advice I can give to Anonza and the rest of the panel. And then I will wait for my turn to come so that I can ask that big question.
Okay, Tycho, I hear you. Network ya subs into alostro, mara I'll be okay. Taki Kotatso says she was told to come watch. But she relates to Anonymous' story. Oh, okay. I don't know if you can request Tlaki so that we can hear your story if you are comfortable sharing that, but I'll give you the summary of Anonymous' story. Anonymous has been with husband for 11 years, married for 6. They have a kid together. Anonymous has a gift, and when she wanted to when they started the relationship with the husband, she told him that she has a calling, and the husband was like, okay, cool, we can do this regardless of your calling, and I will support you. And when the time came for Anonymous to go do her initiation stuff, he went back on his word and started acting different. And in 2018, when the kid was born, the husband cheated. Anonymous stayed regardless of the infidelity, and the family of the husband is also busy in their marriage. They're taking the husband to consultations at different sangomas, and they are basically feeding him with the idea that Anonymous is the one giving him love potions and stuff to keep him around, and because that his perspective of his wife has now changed. And when she went, every time they did the dance, she would bleed, and the day before she went to initiation, they did the dance again and she didn't bleed this time. And when she was at initiation, maybe 3 or 4 days later, the mom of the husband fell, and they called Anonza to say, hey, look, we are asking for forgiveness, please don't hold grudges against us. And Anonza was confused as to what they were apologizing for. And what else? Oh, when she was still at initiation, the husband then sent her a long message to say, hey, look, I am done with this marriage. I want a divorce. And when she returned from initiation, she found that the husband had left their family home, and he had even fired their housekeeper, but brought her back just a week before Anonza returned from initiation, and he is now asking to settle the divorce out of court. Anonza is saying that is no way that's going to happen, and she's asking for advice as to whether she should fight for the marriage, because maybe the husband is, under the influence of African chemistry, or what. So that is the story wena tlaki kgothatso. So that is Khoturi a re o go rometse invite for you to accept, and you're using your laptop, so you don't have any idea how to request. Oh shit, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, because with the PC, TikTok tends to want a few things before you can get on panels and stuff. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. But that is the story for you, Tlaki. I don't know how you relate to that. Maybe you can type down there, comment down there how you relate to that, and maybe we can help you. Taiko, I see that you have left the panel, and there are no requests so far for Anonymous today. There are no advices for Anonymous today from you guys. So I guess we will have to move to you and your question. And yes, good morning to all of you. Morning. Taiko, I don't see any requests. I'm gonna try and read the comments before we start with your question. Real Coach Noni says that Anonza is a bit confused whether it's witchcraft, manipulation, or should she fight for the marriage. Anonza can see that the marriage is over, Real Coach Noni. She just doesn't want to accept that it's over. That is, well, from my perspective. And Mr. Dwing says, Kuyafana, sometimes Sangoma's to be spirit needs no interruption to find yourself so you can graduate. But all these things started to happen before she went for initiation. So, hey, Angiazi, good morning, Sis Nam Nam. You are late. Radloho fina. Like he says, thank you. She relates, I guess. They also took him to Sangomas that were already briefed on what to tell him about me. Oh man, that is hectic. I'm so sorry about that. How did you deal with it? Are you still with the person? I'm guessing it's a husband. Are you still with the husband? How did you guys deal with that? That consultation was to be able to fuel him with anger and join the night gang to tebula me. What is to tebula? I am so sorry. I don't know what that means. Nam Nam says maybe the gift is more than the husband bargained for. Says Nam Nam, no, it's not. Pela, how about the husband? Let the husband, they go and consult Kodi Sangome. But they can't accept that Anonza is now a prophetess. Like, where is the balance? How does one outweigh the other? And he was okay with all of it before, so amen. Still, it's quite hectic. Please, Tlaki, clarify what is to Tebula and join the night gang. What is happening, guys? I am so lost. Onkabetse Mokhwasa says, how did the husband take it when you went to initiation school? When Anonza went to initiation school, he was not okay with it. I mean, he changed last minute. He changed Kadi last minute. He was okay with it all along and changed last minute. He was like, hey, I'm not cut out for this. Consulting and being married to one isn't the same thing. I get it, Sis Nam Nam, but Come on. Really? You were okay with it all along, and now you want to go back on your word? No, man, no. I think Anonza is married to a breadwinner, and they're trying by all means to separate them. Tlhokomelang di breadwinner. Taiko, I think we're gonna go to your question, Ntate, because I am not seeing any requests. Substance Network is in the Kalahari Desert. So we're gonna go with your question. What is the question, Taiko?
All right, thank you for the podium, Mpho. I
You
will try
sounds
to.
heavy. Am I gonna be tired from this question?
No, man. It's something that I would like the other people to let us know if they are experienced or not, because it's hectic. It's very hectic.
Okay, continue.
I will try to explain it in a way that you will understand it, and then if you fail to understand it or to get it, I will give you the other chance to make a follow up, right? The thing is, if you can check nowadays on TikTok, there is a lot of trending videos of women showing the rings, like the wedding rings. Uthi, it's over. Finally, I'm out. Kuphelile, kuphelile, with that song. It's like a sort of a challenge now. So my question is, what makes it to have a long-term relationship, romantically beautiful relationship, and then after marriage, we find out that maybe it's after 3 months, 6 months, 2 years, there is a divorce. What is bringing that? What is the main reason or the main influence of that? Because now, to tell you the truth, Mina, I'm scared. I love marriage, I love family, but when I see these things every day, I'm scared, because even the people who are doing that thing as a challenge, they seems to be proud or boldly to be divorced. And even if you can listen to Ask a Man every day, 80% or 90%, we are hearing the divorce story, the marriage issue, so I would like to know what is the main influence or the main cause of this thing after a nice relationship or after a long-term nice relationship. After marriage, then it's only 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. From there, it's a divorce. What take it long to have a nice relationship and then take it short to divorce or to break that union?
That is
That
a
is
very
that is my question.
okay. Thank you, Taiko. Aibo, you and Subs are one of those people. Which people, Martin? Um, what a hectic one. David Taiko, I am not married, but surprisingly, I've had this type of thought. Especially if you are a regular X user, you go on X, previously known as Twitter, you check the content there. You will leave that app thinking that there is no point of love, there is no point of being in a relationship, there is no point of getting married. I'm gonna speak on what I think is the cause. I am not married. Please do not judge me. So I do not understand the marriage context of your question. So I'm going to answer from a Mjolo context. I think that when people get married, they stop. There are various points or reasons that makes the divorce rate quite high. I'm going to mention a few that I can think of. I think that when people get married, they tend to let themselves go. And by letting themselves go, I mean that you become complacent and you say, oh, so now I've got the ring. I am now married. I don't have to. If you were dressing up in when you guys were still in Umjolo and you guys went on for dates, vacations, you guys did activities together, kept the romance going. You guys don't do that anymore. So it's like, okay, I've got the ring now. There's no point. So I'm just gonna be at home, really Manchester City the entire day. Like we're not being spontaneous at all in our relationship. I think that's one point. And the other is social media, like Martin is saying. Social media is just social media. What you see on Instagram is just a facade. It's not real. So you're gonna be looking at the reels there on Instagram and thinking, oh, this lady bamuregezi a 12-carat ring. I also want the same. Oh, for their anniversary, this man bought a Bentley. I also want the same thing. So you're putting unnecessary pressure on your spouse, and it changes the reason why you guys got married. And the third reason is that some women don't want, and I know there's a hard pill for us ladies to swallow, but some women don't want the marriage. They want the wedding. We just want to get married, and we don't want to put in the work of being a dutiful wife to a dutiful husband. So it becomes quite a debacle when we don't get into marriage with the same viewpoint. What are we actually getting married for? So if I want to get married for the wrong reasons and you are here with the right reasons, it becomes difficult, and we're gonna clash, which is why I'm not judging people who get married. We met this month, next month we got married, or wara. Like, I'm not judging them, but I'm like, did you guys even have the time to get to know each other? Did you guys even speak about what you guys really want from this marriage? So it becomes quite difficult when I tackle, and I am also scared about the divorce rate, but I believe that we can still make it. When that is Khotudi, Nam, they are the exemplaries for us to say that, oh, good marriages are still here and we can learn from them. Hori, when you get in a relationship, just enhance and keep it going. Don't be looking at Instagram and saying, no, I want that type of lifestyle. We don't know what that couple did to attain that type of lifestyle. Oh, kuningi, but that is my answer to your question, Tycho. We're gonna go to Nubian and then Auntie Pebbles, then Real Coach Noni. Nubian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, what a deep subject, guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna put forward 2 points. You asked for married people to come up onto the panel and share their view, right? So there's something that I hold very dear to my heart, and that is advice that my late grandmother gave me before I start bonaring and the mjolos and whatnot. She said to me, and I took it to heart because she was the only living family member who was still in a marriage. I think her marriage was about 35 years long. And she said to me, when you start courting, the courting stages of your relationship with a man, a lot of young people, a lot of new generation people, you waste that time with things that are so minute. Once you get into the marriage, you spend your time vacationing, you spend your time going shopping, you spend your time going dining in restaurants, you spend your time trying to match etc., etc. The most important time, and something that will lay foundation and give tone to what your marriage will probably or possibly look like, is during that courting stage. So the day you, especially as the ladies, because it's when a man decides that he's ready to get married, he is ready to get married. There's nobody who's going to persuade a man to get married before they are ready. The problem comes in when you ask that. I think it's actually everybody has asked this question. So what do you look for in a man? What do you look for in a woman? Do you understand that question? And I won't lie, I tried it with my last relationship. I asked that question. Previous relationship, I asked that question. What do you look for in a woman? What is it that you feel a woman should be or behave, or, what is that criteria that keeps you interested in a woman or interested in the idea of having a long and successful relationship? Now, what we do is that we allow ourselves to shift and mold ourselves into those characters, forgetting that I am not that person. So you trap yourself into becoming this person's fantasy. They fall in love because you have a template. Okay, okay, he does not like nails. Okay, he does not like this, he does not like that, he likes this. You become that, because you are also pursuing a relationship that is committed. You're pursuing a lifetime relationship. You're pursuing a marriage. You forget, once you are on that stage and you start acting, eventually you are going to get tired. When you get into a marriage, all curtains close. Now it's time for you to get that makeup off, those wigs off, and now you are dealing with the person, and you realize that no, this person has actually been working according to the template that I put out there for them. No, all those relationships didn't work out, guys. This time around, my husband asked me that question. So what do you look for in a man? I refused to answer that question, and he couldn't understand why. So I had to break it down to him and to say, look, I get it, you're attracted to me, I'm attracted to you. There's a spark there. Let's start there. Be you, I be me. Or anything that you're looking for in a woman, I will not tell you what I'm looking for in a man. Let's be as authentic as we possibly can, and then we will be in a position to be level-headed, not emotionally attached, none of the sprinkles and the sparkles. We will be able to then deduce, you know what, you're a great person, but for this vision that I have for a wife, you don't fit that criteria. For this vision that I have for a man, you don't fit for that criteria. So it's very important to take care of the courting stage. Vacation, all those things are nice, yes, surprises and the roses and all of that. But truth of the matter is, they are not sustainable in a marriage. You go through ups and downs financially. Those yacht trips that you guys go to, one day you're going to have kids. You will not be able to attain those things and go through the same level of romance that you guys once had. Unfortunately, it's not sustainable, because life does go through its own cycles. You lose jobs, you get jobs. You get children, you lose money, you get money. So it's important to make sure that the character that you are trying to what you call this? Hey, Martin, the character that you and your partner have is the most authentic self, so that during the courting stage you are not deterred, or you are not deflected from what is really important. So this is what I have found has made my marriage so exciting, because I'm still getting to know this man. I have learned that every day I'm learning this man. He has learned that every day he's learning me. And to the day that God remembers us, we will learn each other. So this thing of thinking that when you go into a marriage, you must go in ready and knowing this person, man. I trust me, you'll wait a lifetime, because tomorrow you are going to be a different woman. You have grown through challenges. Tomorrow he's going to be a different man. So number one, you cannot be allergic to change if you want to sustain a healthy marriage. You cannot be a person who lacks the emotional intelligence to understand that people outgrow certain stages and phases. But the communication is important, because I can't leave my partner at level 1 and go level 5 and then make him believe that I'm still go level 1. Those things are very important. So it's communication, it's authenticity, and it's understanding gore wena as mosadi or wena as monna o batla eng ka bophelo ba gago, so that my puzzle and your puzzle can fit and we move forward. I've had a divorce before, guys. Gigi divorced when that last time. Like I'm a divorcee who God has blessed with another marriage. And through those experiences, I am able to say, you know what? To be honest, those roses were the reason why I got excited. Those trips are the reasons why I got excited. You could send me money at any given time. Do you understand? So for me, courting stage is very important. Take care of the courting stage. You fail there, chances are your marriage is not going to be successful. That's my submission.
Yo, and then there was silence when I was expecting that horn. Ma'am, you said it all. Yo, like, yeah, Miguel, let me give it another minute. I'm like, let me give it another minute. Maybe the horn will follow and nothing.
We don't have the phone.
Nubian ma'am, I think
Today.
you've said it all. This lady has said it all. The problem is we focus on things that are of no value, if I may put it like that. Another thing that I would say, it's the shock. I think the shock of what actually happens after the wedding day, especially for people who have not stayed together. It's all nice and roses when I come and visit you, ne? But once now I'm faced with you every day and I get to realize that actually on those days I didn't get to see you. You go through other things that I'm not aware of. So now how I prepared. I said I will do the fat set. And that's a concept I apply, especially in big decisions in my life. Like if I'm to buy a car, ne? And then I know it's going to cost this much monthly if I'm getting it on credit. I will say, let me see if I can save this money for 6 months. Am I able to deduct this money from my living expenses and still survive? Do you understand? So I prepare for this thing ahead, living it as it's already my reality. So now people go into marriage, and then after wedding day, it's a whole new shock. And because we are a generation that just likes to show off and whatnot, we do not even know how to have serious conversations. We don't know how to sit down and say, can we prepare? What happens when this happens? What happens when this happens? No, next week we are going where and we are going where, and there's a boat cruise and this and that and that. Those are the plans we make, and those are the plans that, as she said, will not sustain the marriage. There'll be a time where we will not afford the boat cruises. Then we must say, we talked about this. We said we will tackle it this way and that way. Especially because now we getting married when we've got that chance to be on your own. Guys, living on your own, especially if you can manage it and afford it, It's so nice. So now having to go into marriage where you will have to sacrifice a lot of things, you will have to come to a lot of compromises. If you are not mentally ready and you did not have the discussion with self, that self, yes, I can afford 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'm going into an institution where I am going to serve. I'm not just going there for vibes and for the marriage to serve me and make me look nice and make me have the nicest ring, but I'm actually going to put in some work there and I need to give a bit of myself. I don't think we'd be having these problems. This thing, yeah, getting married for vibes is going to be the death of us, especially now that we've discovered that you can actually get married and not have any financial losses because you don't have to get married in community of property. But now we're just going in and out, and number 2 in and out, and yeah, it's a problem. Taiko, I think just know the kind of woman that you want and know the kind of qualities that you look for in a woman and be honest about who you are, what you're expecting in a marriage. Then it will work. It will work. I don't have much to say. I think I'll end it there. I think Nubian said it all.
You also added the 200, not the 2 cents, Rakadi. Taiko, are you happy so far with the answers? We're moving to Real Coach Nani and then Me Onkabetse, and then, yeah, you will tell us how you've received all of the submissions from the ladies. Coach, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so I've been married since 2017, so it's not really that long. And one of the reasons why I think like our marriage is working out the way that it is during our courting stage. Actually, I don't even remember asking my husband like what type of wife he's looking for, and I don't remember him asking me what type of husband he's looking for. I've been thinking about it, and I actually don't remember us having that conversation. But what we did discuss is like our future, like what we envision, what are our dreams like, and what we found fascinating was that there was a lot of similarities regarding the legacy that we want to leave behind. So we found that, okay, us actually getting married is, okay, number one, because we're both aligned in terms of spirituality. So we found that, okay, at least there's no misalignment there, because his legacy also has to do with his spiritual mission, and mine also has to do with my spiritual mission. And then we also found a lot of similarities, like things like certain types of charity work. And I had to show him proof that, okay, I had to show him like on my laptop, look, I've been working on this, like drafting some ideas about this kind of thing. And he was also just, brainstorming certain things about like a similar type of charity that one day we would like to do. So it was like those kind of things. So just to answer Taiko's question, I think it's important that there's a vision for the marriage. I think when you have a vision for the marriage, and it's not just, okay, we're getting married because, we love each other, having that vision. And I remember one of the best advice that I received was, the only person that needs to be between my husband and I in our marriage is God. And I think that has been really grounding for us, because it was God that gave us the vision for our marriage, and it's God that's helping us. Even us to get married in the first place, it was mostly a God thing. And I think if people would understand that marriage is a blessing from God, it's not a do or die affair. It's not a I must get married in this life. It's number one, it's a blessing. And then secondly, it's a godly thing. So if in the marriage, God is not a strong pillar, is not one of the foundations to build a marriage on, I think things do sort of get lost in translation and lost in the emotions and, lost after that whole courting stage falls away, because it will fall away because every stage has a purpose. So the courting stage must be romantic and, make you guys more attracted to each other, to grow that need for intimacy, that need for, we want this every day. It has to be like that. But once you get into the marriage, obviously you don't need to be with each other every day because you are with each other every day. So it changes to a different phase. So now what sustains it has to be bigger than yourselves, has to be bigger than the love. It has to be, that's just my opinion, that because marriage is a big thing. So what you have to have sort of like an allegiance. So what are you submitting your marriage to? And then that will give you the vision, the strength, and the wisdom to sustain your marriage. Taiko, that was for you. That's my submission.
Thank you so much, real coach Noni. Yes, guys. Loretta, the way you make it sound so blissful, but I am actually happy that there are good marriages out there and not all hope is lost. I hope Taku is busy with his notes and he will share them to me and Martin and Ratla the reviewer, and we'll come back with the testimonies very soon. Thank you so much, Coach Noni. Onkabetse, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is good.
We are perfect, Money.
Okay. Yeah, newbie said everything that I wanted to say, and then real coach stamped everything. But if I could just bring in my 2 cents. I agree with newbie that before you get married, there are stages that you need to accomplish. Even when you are married, the same woman that my husband married 5 years ago has changed. The body has changed. The behavior has changed. We have kids in our marriage now. The finances has changed. How we do things have changed. But the most important thing, I consider marriage as a ministry. It's a calling. And I believe that not everyone is called to run that particular ministry. You need to have, that's why God is saying we become one. So my dreams must become his dreams. My dreams must become his dreams. We therefore need to have a vision. Whatever that I want to have in life. I just heard Coach saying that she had a vision with her husband. I echo her words that it's very important that the two partners must have vision in their marriage before they come in. The number of kids they want, that's why you'd find a husband proposing a polygamous marriage while he started with only a single wife. The wife did not know about that particular thing. It is because sometimes they don't agree about certain things. The wife would only want one child, the husband would want to have 3 kids. And he would be saying, for me to have other 2 more, let me have an extra wife or extra wives. So we need to have a vision in our marriage. We need to understand that there are stages, there are changes, and we need to be compatible. My pastor loves saying that whenever I'm high, my husband must always be down. Whenever he's high, I must always be down to um, complete one another. So marriage it's something that is it newbie or is it coach saying that we learn one another. There are a lot of things that we learn from one another on a daily basis or on a monthly basis or yearly basis. It does not matter when you find something new from the person that you are married to, but it must be embraced. The problem, I was telling my friend the other time when she was married in October, that thing that was annoying, that socks, those socks that were left in the sitting room, in the living room, whenever you guys go to sleep, and then you find them in the morning, or you have to pick them up before you go to sleep, that you used to complain about. You must just bear in mind that you're going to live with it, and they must not annoy you, because in the marriage, it's like we are living the real life. It's like when you were dating, it was just you were watching a movie or something. Now it's reality. You will live. It's either you communicate, you must learn to communicate with your partner, and learning to communicate, it does not happen in the marriage. It happens before. It must happen before the marriage. It must be ironed out. If your partner can't change, you choose whether you're going to live with that partner or you are living. But I've realized that people are not, they are forgetting that when you are getting married to your partner, you are not only making that covenant with your partner, you made a covenant with God, because the Bible says whatever is bound here on earth is bound there in heaven. So God is also included in that particular marriage. So you must bear those things in mind, that if I break or I live here, that means I have broken a covenant with God. That means before we get into marriage, we need to consider those kind of things. We need to ask ourselves, who are we involving in our marriage? Who will be included in my marriage? In this ministry, will I be able to serve? Will I be able to succumb to any circumstances that will come our ways? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Onkabezi. Vakoba, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. You can come through, sir.
Yes, good day. How are you? Hello.
You can see the story listener.
Okay. Can you hear me well?
Hi, Bo Vakoba. We have lost you now. Oh no.
Mpho, can I just add something before I come out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you may.
So I just want to add that maybe I made marriage sound like a fairy tale. It's not. And I'm so glad that the ladies also mentioned things like, socks and all of that. And those are roommate issues. But unfortunately, when we're in a marriage, they seem as though they are marital issues. So luckily enough for me, I have lived with people before living with my husband. I've been a roommate and I know what type of a roommate I am. And my husband had never lived with people. He was living with his family, then he was living with his brother, and then he was living with me. So he's never been, like a roommate. So I think also when it comes to those type of issues like socks and the toilet seat and how the house is maintained, it's always good to differentiate that this is like a roommate issue. So you'll solve those issues, like maybe getting someone else to come in and help, but just that understanding that this is it's not a marital issue. Even if you were staying with someone who's not married to you, you would still want certain things to be done this way. But unfortunately, that's just the thing with marriage, is that it is there's no longer that those what do you call it, those things in your stomach. I don't know what these kids are calling it, all those things in your stomach. It's not really always there all the time, but you're still expected to be loving, to be respectful, to still be a romantic partner. And then obviously the mix of the roommate issues, they do play a part. It's not always roses and cream, but it's so nice. Like once you guys overcome those conversations and you get over it, it is really a blessing. And I love also what the lady said, Onka, that it is a ministry. And I really think that if we can go into it with that expectation that I'm really here to serve, it's not a fairy tale. like what we've been sold. I'm here to serve. Am I mentally ready? Do I have the capacity for this person? Does this person have the mental capacity for me? And then that also helps you to understand each other and to tolerate. I think tolerance is a big word. To have that tolerance and grace for yourself and grace for each other. I'm a terrible even when I was living with people, like I wasn't the best flatmate, so I know I was expecting that there will be a few issues here and there, but we grow. I have grace with myself. I don't expect myself to be a super wife. I know there are certain things that I will never have the energy for, because God has called me to do other things, and it's a matter of please understand and accept me just the way I am. I think those sort of things will also help in the long run, but it is not roses and cream. No.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Noni. I hope that everybody here is listening and taking notes, and we really, really appreciate your honesty that it's not all glitters and gold. There are, some harsh realities within marriage, and we should know that. Thank you so much for that. Initials, love. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We are great, Mama. How are
All
you?
right. I'm very well, thank you, ma'am, and thanks for the opportunity. In my case, I would just like to add to what everybody else has covered. Um, in my case, I've been married for for almost 20 years now. What I would like to advise you guys on is regarding the financial issues. In the space that I've been married, we never fought for money, not even for once, not even once. And that's also a key problem in lots of marriages. Or there was never my money, there was never his money. And I would say that communication is key, but one of us might have an issue regarding that. Like in my case, my husband doesn't communicate, he's not good in that, he's not good in planning as well. He doesn't like plan things ahead, of which that was actually a very big problem. But then learning from each other helps a lot. When you fail to do something and the next person, advise you to do something, I think it's better for you to listen or to add, just to show that you are willing to, but even if you are not able to do it properly. And the other thing I think is in terms of sharing
Initials, please.
ideas.
Bakola, please mute your mic. You're unmute again. Thank you. You can continue, Initials.
Oh, okay. So you guys were not hearing me.
No, Bakola's phone was
Oh,
ringing. You can continue.
oh, oh, okay. Yes, I was just saying, Hore, I think Hore, Harishara, no matter how little the things are, that actually like saves your, I would say what, your peace actually. Like learn to discuss with your spouse. Don't don't take things light, like taking 50 rand, giving it to your brother. Even if you're just saying it in passing, but don't let the next person find out that you've done this without him knowing, because that actually takes away your peace, to be quite honest. Because you keep certain things at the back of your mind to say, yo, what if he finds out? What if and eventually he will definitely find out. Especially Bontate, they like doing sneaky things and thinking that women cannot find out. And we as women, we've got, I call it an instinct. I don't know what other people call it, but I could just sense that something is actually not okay. And if you approach your partner, sometimes they get upset because you found out, or sometimes they just act otherwise because you found out that they've done something that they actually didn't want you to find out about, you know. And my phones as well actually brings lots of suspicions as well in the couple's lives. Like if we can just learn to ignore those little things, like it anything that takes away your peace or anything that you do it behind the other one's back, it's actually a problem. So learning to do all those things together, it makes life simple, guys. And even the way we communicate, even the socks issue is not actually an issue, but I think it's how we say it to your partner. You know, if you're gonna say it to him, pick up your socks. That's not actually showing respect. But if you can say it in a nice manner, guys, I always pick up after you. Can you also pick up after me then today? Can we do it intense? You know, the whole perception changes. And they'll start doing things even if you're not telling them. They'll start feeling bad about things that you also don't like. I think it, even being untidy is not actually an issue, but how you say it to the next person, how you give courage to the next person changes the whole perception. Because that's what I normally do in my house. Like with my kids, they don't like doing certain chores. And then I tell them that, guys, if you pick up your shoes every night, I'm going to start paying you. Or whoever picks up the shoes, you are getting 2 rand. You can put it in your piggy bank. You know, whoever makes his bed today, who makes the bed first today, you are getting 5 rand. That is actually giving them courage. Like change the way, let's just simply change the way we talk to each other. I think
Okay,
that's the whole key.
thank you so much, Initials Love.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be closing at 12, so I'm not cutting you out of
Okay. All
disrespect.
right.
Please
All
forgive
right,
me.
ma'am.
I have to move
Thank
to
you.
Bakova. Thank you so much, Initials Love. Can you please mute your mic so long?
Okay.
Bakova, I hope your network is good now.
Yeah, my network is right now. Can you hear me well?
Yes, but it sounds like you're in a windy area.
Okay. Firstly, I will send my humble greetings to everyone on the panel and in the comment section. My opinion on this or my facts on this are as follows. The first thing which I believe is the master key out of them all, I think it's communication. The way how you communicate when you were still dating or going out for dinners, for some vacation and whatsoever. Whenever you are in marriage, it starts to change. So like automatically you have to adjust yourself, because this is whereby you have to share uh, 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 everyone's idea in the house. Like it's not the case that I will be calling my wife or my girlfriend that, baby, I've been thinking about this and this and this, and then I was planning to do this, and then it ends up being that my girlfriend is only knowing what am I going to do. But for now, it's about that we have to share ideas. I'm no longer able to take the decision alone, though I'm a man of the house. I have to consult my wife first, and then my wife also has to consult me first, so that we take a particular decision together. So it is hard these days to find that the marriages are flowing fluently, because when it comes to communication, we lack communication. You may find out that, okay, fine, my wife is finding out that there is 150 rand which I have sent to somebody, not knowing what was it for. And then it's going to cause an havoc just because I didn't communicate first. Even though it could be an emergency, I didn't notify her, even though I did it before that. Okay, fine, babe, you know what? Along the day, I took 150 and sent it to Tabiso. Tabiso needed 1, 2, 3. And then that's where the problem starts. And then the other foundation key, which I know, is that uh, if you act like friends when you were dating, it must not stop when you are in marriage. This helps to loosen the fears, or to loosen how you feel about somebody, because when remember, we only spend some few hours at home, and then more hours it will be outside, maybe at work or somewhere else. So by that time, I am alone. My wife is alone. But if we are friends, by the way that we can easily communicate, there will be no problem that baby did not send some afternoon text and whatsoever. Nubian has elaborated something which was very critical and serious. If you stick on the past, that okay, fine, when we were still dating, he used to send me lunch and roses and whatsoever. Now you share the bargain. And then you may find out that even when my salary and yours, when they are accumulated together, still there is a shortage of finance, which means if we are not that matured enough to think ahead and broadly, we are still going to fight under the effect of finance. According to what the previous lady have been saying here, that she has never fought with her husband about money, which is the major case in many families right now, because today my wife here has recognized that okay, fine, about 1 o'clock I will be sending her lunch or taking her out somewhere, and then when we are in marriage, you may find out there is a downgrade from what we were doing. You even the dressing code changes to the point whereby somebody can lose that attraction. Okay, fine, I met this lady who puts a dress or whom put her makeup in such a way that I feel attracted, and then whenever I took that lady into marriage, that lady starts to relax. Even myself, you may find out that okay, fine, we are relaxing the way that we used to dress. Like the attention is going to be downgraded. Everything that we used to do from that courtship or from that dating world, we must try by all means that it must not be it must not fade into thin air like kanjalo nje, because if it just fades into thin air, what I know is that majority of people will end up cheating. If you can go and consult people who are cheating right now, and then you ask them, why are you cheating? They will always tell you that no, things have started changing when I took that lady into my house. Whenever I took that man into my house, and then he started to go and see other ladies outside, or he started to go and see other women outside. And then what's the main reason? The ladies outside there, they do respect him, they do respect her, they they respect his presence or her presence, which is one of the things that maybe that person is missing at all. So whenever we were dating, we were feeling that I have to do all my best shots in order to get this kind of a man, or to attract this kind of a woman. So it must not stop. But the major foundation out of it all, I may say, is communication. And then from there on, we try to neutralize, like we are not alike, guys. So whenever we are not the same, we have to come to a point whereby we meet halfway. And then we stick together, because even the Bible, as the other lady has said, the Bible said, when we get married, we become one. So whenever you become one, it's no longer my decision alone. It's no longer my life alone. It includes you as a wife also. So whenever we share opinions, there must be not that person who gets easily frustrated. You must allow to be corrected. You must allow to be instructed. Because if you're not ready to be controlled, then you're not ready for marriage. If you are not ready to be instructed, then you are not ready for marriage. If you are not ready to adjust your life to the point whereby somebody will not get angry about what you did, then you are not ready for marriage. Because marriage, it's like a toolbox. It has a lot of spanners, bolt. Hello?
So we're gonna have to cut you short because
No problem. It's almost 12, I can see.
it is 2 minutes past 12.
Yeah.
I would have loved to continue this conversation, because you mentioned a word there that kind of threw me off the N1 that we were on. Our host is saying that everybody that has been on the panel today, which includes you, Bakoba, Coach Noni, Taiko, everybody that was here, even all of you who are on the comments, please do join again tomorrow. so that we can continue this conversation. We do, yeah, we will continue it. See, with Nubian just commented there saying she can't relate to the instruction and control part. We don't live like that, Ekaya. Yeah, that is the word that threw me off the N1. We were going nicely in the same bus, but yeah, I got lost on the control word. Taiko, please,
Okay.
my notes, please. Guys, Limpimility likes, I asked for 10k likes before we close. Okay. Thank you all for joining today. We really, really appreciate that you take at least 2 hours out of your time to stay here with us and share, some wisdom with each other. We have an episode of the podcast ready there for you. Go YouTube under the name Makoya Rundown. Please go there, subscribe, and yeah, just watch and like the video, comment, and we're going to be shooting the next one very soon, and it's going to be out very soon as well. And yeah, thank you all for joining. Please do be here tomorrow at 10:20, and we're going to be listening to Ask a Man on Metro FM, then give our opinions. Then we're going to move swiftly to our own segment called Talk to Me in Twana. And I loved every minute of it as well. When Nubian today was just amazing. Thank you all for sharing. And Taiko, please don't forget, they go DM. We need those notes. They are going to save lives. I think we can close it right here. And that is Khoturi. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me try to type it down. Thank you, Real Coach Noni. Thank you, Vakova. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Nubian. Thank you, Taiko. Thank you, Lee Joy. Thank you, Initials Love. Thank you, everybody who joined. And you are all loved. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, guys. Bye-bye.